I said good day, sir!
Indeed, I did. Welcome to the live stream. Tired, overworked, bumpy. 10 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long time. It's a long time to have been doing the stuff that I have done, and it's a long time to, well, still enjoy it, really. I haven't used Restream in a while, and I have no idea how good or bad it's going to work today. Apparently, missed some. Okay. We'll switch screens here in a second. I'm waiting until this resets, and then I'll bring it over. But I'm just gonna mess around, be here for a few minutes, hang out, and then yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the last thing that I have to do. Well, I don't have to do this, but last thing I'll be doing work-wise until I return on the 17th. I will do some house stuff that I have to do some packing, and get prepared, and then probably head to bed. Get up at 4 something in the morning. Do the whole chicanery that we have to do at that point, and go from there. All right, there we are. We are transitioning over, and I think I will. You know what? I can. No, I'll do it this way. Full screen source. There it is. All right, let you guys enjoy the little opening cinematic here. We're gonna be hopping into wherever I left off. I have. Let's take a peek while we're waiting for this. It's on the T drive. I have roughly 33 episodes of this game already recorded. I have not posted a single one yet because I'm still finishing up a little bit more of SD Gundam G Generation Cross Rays episodes. So, quite a bit going on there. But we'll watch this. So I started, again, 10 years ago today, so 2013, November 2nd. Very first video went up. It was a remake or remastering of Archon, which was a Commodore 64 game that I had played and really loved back when I was a young child. And it was one of my favorite games on the Commodore 64 that I had played. So when I saw there was an option for it on Steam, of course I grabbed it, and then, I don't know, it just kind of felt right. That was the very first thing I did. Shortly after that, we moved into the Ease series, and then I did a whole bunch of just random indie games. Because my PC at the beginning times could not really handle. It was fine for playing anything, but recording and capturing, it just didn't have the power to do that. And yeah, so I had to stick to some smaller games. I did a lot of we had the weekly runs was a thing for a while there, where essentially I would try to find a small, usually an indie-based game that had kind of a short time span where you play it. Like Dungeons of Dreadmore was one that I played a bunch of. That's not a short time span. FTL, I played quite a bit of that. And a bunch of other little roguelites and things of that nature, and roguelikes that I had played. We moved from there into doing more regular series. We attempted, I believe, a little bit of regular XCOM. Didn't work out super well. The computer struggled with it and so on and so forth. And then we just kept moving along, trying different things, and then we started to finally start reaching out to other developers. Splattercat was a big part of helping me figure out the technical aspects of YouTube and how to navigate around that. He was one of the first YouTubers or content creators on YouTube that I had gravitated toward, and that I enjoyed his stuff, and it kind of inspired me to want to do it too. So I will forever be grateful to him doing what he has done over the years, and for all the help and advice and stuff that he, threw my way back in the day. So it was much needed, and it was much, much, much appreciated. I still, to this day, have not been able to get his attention to, well, say get his attention. We'd spoken, text-based spoken. We had chatted multiple times about various different things, but we never ended up collaborating with anything. I threw it out there a multitude of times, put it out in the universe, put it out to him, and time after time after time, just shut me down. So I don't think it'll ever happen. I'm still here 10 years later. I understand why in the beginning it was maybe not the best plan to be like, hey, giant YouTuber, let's do something together. So that's always one of the regrets that I have had throughout the entirety of being on YouTube for the 10 years and so on and so forth, is that Splattercat and I never really did anything together. Didn't have to be a bunch. Could have been like a one-off little short thing, or any kind of co-op game, or anything. Even heck, a hunt session would have been nice. But alas, that'll probably be a regret that I take to my grave. Does not seem interested, and that's fine. The onus is on me to get him to do it. If he doesn't want to do it, I can't force him, and I'm not going to try. At this point, I have given up, but that's okay. Again, no animosity or hard feelings there. I'm super glad to see he's still doing stuff in the indie realms, and my other job with the Indie Brothers. I do still work around him, and he has still a pretty big influence on the community and the video game industry as a whole. So, again, props and nothing but love to Splattercat. Inspired me to reach out the first few times, because originally my reach outs were for, hey, thanks to the Zeonic Shadow. I actually wanted to talk to you. I don't know. You're based in New York? Was that accurate? Oh my goodness, there we go. Sorry, my chat was actually hidden. Oh, you fell off of SD, gotta get back on it. Hey, Quiet Tech. Thank you. You won't be here for very long? New York. Okay. There's a pretty good chance we're going to be avoiding New York. It's just a nightmare for us folks that don't live there and don't love the city. No disrespect, no animosity there. I still have not managed to get myself any kind of gunpla or anything like that yet. And I was wondering if I could... If you have a suggestion of somewhere in Florida to go to get it, or if there was any way that, and it wouldn't be like absurdly, ridiculously difficult for you, or horribly expensive on my end, to maybe order from you and have you ship it to Florida? I'd say if you were maybe not directly in New York City, maybe a little side venture off somewhere to meet with you would be kind of cool. And then buy some Gunpla stuff. So if that's something that we can work, I mean, I don't have a whole bunch of time, honestly. After the stream, I'm going to be doing some stuff around the house, but I'm going to be going to bed and then leaving. So this is something that's been on my mind, but I've been burying myself in work. But it's just an idea. So I can always communicate, and I have no idea. I'm going to be in Florida for about 2 weeks, and I figured it'd be cheaper and easier than going to Canada to do it. Shipping to Canada. So anyway, so that was my thought there. Just kind of throwing it out there. It had been something I've been thinking about for like the last week and a half. I just hadn't had time to sit down and actually reach out to you and talk about it. So, and I hadn't really finalized any thoughts. I don't have anything picked out or anything yet. All I know is I love top 3, 4, I guess top 4 or 5 Gundams or mobile suits. Epion, number 1. I like Heavy Arms. I like the Tall Geese. I like the Zaku 2. And I don't know what my 5th one would be. I'd have to think about the 5th one. Anyway. So, just throwing that out there. But going back to my, we'll say, tale of woe. It's not a tale of woe. Started reaching out to developers and stuff because back in the day, YouTube was still relatively new. I mean, I wasn't like cutting edge of that, but it was still relatively new. and people covering games was still a new thing. We still had to reach out and get permission from the developers and from publishers and stuff to be like, hey, I'd like to cover your game, blah, 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 blah. Do I have your permission through the YouTube partnership program? So that's how a lot of my original outreach went. And then from that point forward, I started to say, hey, I'd love to get my hands on a key if you happen to have any available. I was met with some silence. I was met with almost never a no. There was only like a few people that just like flat out was like, no, I'm sorry, you're not big enough. Which was totally fine. I like that way more than I like absolutely no silence. There is a USA Gundam store in Florida? Okay, then maybe I'll stop there and go ahead and get one. Because I would, like I said, it's something I've been wanting to do is the gun club, but prices in Canada are absurd and ridiculous. Like, I think I checked US prices, and it was like, something was like $18 or $23. To get it in Canada, it would have been like $90. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that. So, hey, how's it going, Froxes? Yeah, so right now we're just kind of taking a sneak peek ahead of where we'd actually be at. What are quests? I don't remember. I haven't played this since May, the end of May, by the way. I have 33 episodes of this already, like, on the computer, just haven't posted any yet. Yeah, so it's good that there's reasonable prices in the Florida store. Alright, okay, so I cleared that. I think that was it. Maybe one more? Nope, I didn't do anything else. Okay. So this is where Crossrays kind of focused a lot more, Proxys, on, I guess, some of the newer stuff. This is more focused almost, or potentially exclusively on Universal Century stuff. Because remember, Gundam, there's like 700,000 different Gundam things. And there's the biggest, I guess, the biggest, like, continuous universe, even though there's still a lot of variance in that, is the Universal Century. There's a lot of side stories and so on and so forth, but it's like a continuous timeline. Whereas, like, Seed and Wing and Iron-Blooded Orphans and all those are all in, like, kind of their own different things. And honestly, it is hard to keep track of, but it's all, you know, a lot of it's really, really cool. So this is the original Mobile Suit Gundam. I think we'll probably do a mission out of this. Also, I have to remember that all the buttons are backwards. Yeah, we'll go for the Space Fortress. Wait, actually, I don't think I want to do that one. I think I'm going to have to go with the Glorious Solomon. This one, I think I have an annoying part at the end of it that I don't like doing, so I'll do that. Oh, no. I guess I have done it on hard difficulty, huh? I don't remember super well how this is going to go. We're going to go on normal just so I get my feet wet again here. You have one mission left in Crossrays? Oh, that's awesome, man. I just want to play it more, but I also kind of want to watch all the various different, I want to watch all the series before I play it, except, you know, the ones that are like manga and other stuff that aren't watchable, you know. I think many of the games many of the series in this game are even based off of other video games in the Gundam universe, which is kind of neat. For Crossrays so far, I did all of Wing, like all 3 Wing things. There's like a dual story G unit. There was the actual Wing. There was Endless Waltz. I did those. I did both Iron-Blooded Orphans. I think that's it. I'm about ready to start Seed. I've watched probably about a third of Seed so far. I'm going to try to play some catch-up if I can while I'm on vacation. You gave up on trying to follow the story? Well, you have to remember, Froxus, each, pretty much almost all of the individual ones, there's some that overlap, but there's a multitude of stories in there, and they're not all tied together, so it's kind of hard to really do that. You know, you can't really keep up with the story. because you're like, oh, here's Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, which has nothing to do with Iron-Blooded Orphans. It's like a completely unrelated thing. So, alright. Let's see if I can remember how to play this. Okay, so I have... What is this thing again? Is this white? This is white base. Oh, been a while. Hi, Katie. You're gonna be very mad when we leave tomorrow. Alright, and this is what? The Sazabi or something along those lines? Zanzibar, that's right. Sorry. Sazabi was the red mobile suit. The story within a series just drove you nuts with the wall of text. Well, that's fair. Would have been nice to have the English voice acting, to be fair. So, as my story continues, started reaching out to developers and getting my hands on a few indie titles here, a few indie titles there. And then, I want to say one of the first ones that I got that shocked me, maybe even Xenonauts was shocking, but I don't think it was as shocking. The success that came with that was just blew me away. But I don't think Xenonauts was like something that was just like, really? They did that? I was almost, but it wasn't like mind-blowingly like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they sent me this. It was like, wow, that's awesome. It's really good that they sent that my way. The first one that really blew my mind that I was just like, what, was Age of Wonders 3. Because that was, it just felt, it was like AAA quality. And it was a game that was like 100% up my alley, and they sent it my way, and I just absolutely loved it. It was very, very enjoyable. Okay, oh god. What do I do? I have a Haro. Hate this thing, by the way. I know it's blasphemy for most people. Okay. That is a lot of energy to use for that thing. Let's not do that one. Okay, cool. Or even more action between the text. Yeah, there is quite a bit of storyline just thrown throughout, and then you have like the mission, and then you have like the big sortie or whatever. Like it's split, but it does a pretty good job of recreating and telling the tales of the Gundam ones. So it's cool. All right, I don't have the ball on my guy. Is this me? No. Where am I? Where am I? Oh wait, was that? Oh, was I in that? Oh, that's shameful. All right. Is this the melee ball? No, but it's a short range one. Wait, I don't want to attack Haro. I'm like, haha. I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely would love to, but. Go ahead and support me with white base, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. So, yeah, Age of Wonders 3 was just one of those ones I was just like, wow, that's incredible. And ever since I've just been I don't know if you can say a massive fanboy, but I just absolutely love anything. And they've put out incredible games, so it's great. But, anything that Triumph Studios puts out, I'm all over it. I think it's fantastic. Then we move into, hustling for a little while, riding the high on Xenonauts, putting out just a ton of content with that. And then I shot my shot when it came to Ubisoft and the Heroes of Might and Magic 7, which was a really big deal. Massive Chalice was another game that's probably forgotten to memory that did quite well for me. Hey, George Harris. Thank you for the kind words. I'm only going to be here for a little bit. I am pretty tired, and my brain's kind of fried. I did basically 3 or 4 weeks worth of work in like a week. I'm spent. Ugh, my eyes are even just like... Fine. All right, Swordy. Yeah, Massive Chalice did quite well for me. Sword Coast Legends, for some reason, and also Mutant Football League. I never really understood why people enjoyed that from me. I mean, I'm super happy that they did, and I really enjoy the game, but I'm not a big football fan, and I felt like I didn't do all that well, but those got pretty big. And then, like I said, HOM 7 did really, really well for me. I think I'm probably still the #1 person who has played that as far as like search results and views, which is pretty cool. Uh-oh, your shift isn't working. That sucks. My left control is dodgy. It doesn't always work either. I'm not a super massive fan of... What is this thing? Eon EOS. Oh. Alright, well, this thing's dead. But it is Death Football. It is. I do really like Mutant Football League. They're coming out with a second one at some point in the nearish future. They did send me this one, and that's the reason that I covered it and played it, and people loved it for whatever reason, which is great. Again, I never know exactly what people are going to gravitate toward. Oh, right, I forgot about the SFSs. They're so much more important in this game than they were in the last ones. Which ones are space and which ones are not? Okay, those are not space, these are space. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the SFSs. You definitely need one. I don't know who else will need it. Probably Charles Gilgood. No, he's set for space. He's good. He good. You can't reach anything. We can't attack something. Char, you silly goose. Alright, let's get over here. So we did the HOM 7 thing for quite a long time. Hundreds of episodes of that. We did what was it? Enemy Within? XCOM Enemy Within long something mod. Oh, that was started off great. I really enjoyed it, but it hit a point where I stopped enjoying it. Then it hit a point where I was actively disliking it. Then it hit a point where I started hating it, to the point where I just did a bunch of stuff off camera because I could not handle playing it anymore. I auto did a lot of stuff. I took the easiest way to get to the end of that. I just couldn't handle it anymore. It was just not fun. Long War. It was Long War mod. So, I mean, again, started off great, but it was too long of a war mod for me. So, yeah, I lost quite a bit of interest in that one. It never really did well for me anyway. So it's not like I let a whole bunch of people down because I condensed the last, like, probably 150 episodes into, like, 20. But that's fine. And then, yeah, the HOM series as a whole, even the Disgaea series has done fairly decently for me. Even looking at other content creators who do content for the Disgaea series, I tend to be amongst the top. Soon TM. I'm trying to think what else. But we had some pretty big ones. But if anybody wants to be mean, and they totally can, because it's not inaccurate, I did peak 7 years ago. Or maybe 8 at this point. With HOM 7, that was peak bumpy, apparently. And until we get a HOM 8, I don't know that there's going to be more. That's going to be able to, meet with that level of success, that level of just good times. I can always hope. I keep trying stuff. We're having some pretty good success right now with, we started with it. I think people have burned out somewhat on it, but pretty good success, ironically, with our 4-player Baldur's Gate run. That's working out better than I thought it would. We're up over 60,000 views on that, which is pretty nice. I really can't move. I thought I would get, like, oomph back, but I guess not. Aw, that didn't... Oh, that's a boo moment there. Boo. Alright. So now we move this thing forward. The old white base, I think I can go one further forward. There we go. And yeah, I guess I could attack. Might as well. Particle cannon reach? No. This bombardment just in the corner? Nope. Okay. I guess we can't reach. Alright, we're finalizing that. We still have other white base. That's not ours. This is the guest white base. Of Amuro and crew, but I don't care that they exist. They are not really there to do anything. I do know that I'm the one in your way, scum, and now I'll end you. I do know that. Oops, it's the wrong series of button combinations there. When I did this in hard mode, I had to rely pretty heavily on these middle guys because they scale with the hard mode stuff, whereas we're just as strong as we are. So they scale based off the difficulty. Which meant I had to use them because I was getting my booty whooped. Which, you know, it's not great. Alright. Like I said, folks, I've been through a lot. Give me one sec here. I want to take a peek. We have over 10,000 videos that we have posted. We hit that milestone about 2 weeks ago. So over 10,000 videos in 10 years. I will say that there are still things that are kind of a roller coaster for me. And oftentimes I'll reach out to various things. Sometimes get declined or rejected, and that's okay. Some annoy me more than others. There's a company, I think it's the folks that did Skull. What's it called exactly here? It's yeah, Skull the Hero Slayer. I think I did only a single video for that, but it's a fun game. It's NeoWiz. They're the publisher, and they send me like PR outreach all the time, saying, "Oh, we have these upcoming games, this and this and this. Feel free to request a key and blah 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 blah." Right? So they do that pretty much for every game that they have had, except for one. And I don't know why well, maybe I do. I guess they anticipated the game is going to be huge, and it is. And but it's out of all of the games that they have done over the years, the one I have been the most interested in was Lies of P. Game looks great. I do want to play it. I will probably pick it up down the line at some point. But again, NeoWiz have sent me dozens, if not like over 100 emails sharing all these various different games that they have. I've asked or requested like 2, maybe 1 or 2. Because a lot of their games just, I don't know. A lot of them don't necessarily interest me. So, and I try to cover things I think look interesting. That way, I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I probably like that. I can stay positive. I don't want to just be like, oh, this looks like garbage. Let's go play that game so I can just crap on it. I don't want to be that guy. So, yeah. NeoWiz never sent me a PR outreach or anything for Lies of P. So I had reached out to them and I haven't heard back. It's really weird. So stuff like that bothers me. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. If I'm like one of the people that you send all your stuff to and I can request and you'll do it, and then like you guys get a bigger game and all of a sudden you just ignore it, like that doesn't feel good. So I'm a little annoyed and a little hurt by that, but it's okay. Like I said, it's not like every game they were throwing out I was covering. Maybe in that case, like, if NIS America did that to me, that would devastate. I would just be dead. I'd be like, what? Like, NIS America gives me anything I ask for, and they keep me in the loop all the time. They are fantastic. One of my favorite publishers, developers to work with. I love those guys. They're great. They also give me plenty of time to get the content out there. My only regret right now going on vacation, I was hoping to do 3 more episodes of Disgaea 7, and I have not had the time. So no Disgaea 7 until I get back from vacation, which sucks. But I have videos up for every single day that I'm going to be gone. Some days we'll have multiple videos. I have 2 embargo things that are already scheduled that are dropping, which is great. I have all the Baldur's Gate stuff already uploaded, ready to go. Everything is scheduled. So, like I said, when the stream's done, I'm done with YouTube for two weeks. Other than like emails and comments and stuff, I'll probably check. Another one that's very weird, and I don't fully understand it. Like, they've been very, very, very kind to me and very generous. So I feel bad even, saying anything. But I never know when I put a request in to Square Enix. No idea whether or not they're going to actually approve the request or not. I think they have a company, from what I understand, that does so they use a website that you can sign up and request through. And then they have a company that actually goes and approves those requests. But then they also have their own PR people who sometimes also send codes and or approve stuff, and I don't know. It's very confusing. But yeah, today was a launch day. And this one hurt a little bit, but again, I'm so busy, I'm able to just kind of brush it off. But today they launched the Star Ocean, the second something another. What's coming out today? I'm sorry, my brain is Star Ocean, the Second Story R. So it's a remake of. I have the first one. I've not got to cover it or play it yet, but I do have the first one. So the second one came out. They declined to work with me on this one. It sucks. Like I said, they've sent me probably, let's just say, like 20 games, and they've declined to send me like 5. And I don't know why. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason. It's like, yes, 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 no. Yes, yes, no. Yes, 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 no. It's like, what? So, very, 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 very bizarre. Oh, you're enjoying the characters in 7? Yeah. I still, playing on the PlayStation, Froxes, I did really enjoy a lot more. I enjoyed 6. 6 still feels weird. There's like a lot of things that they just completely ignored from that like has been built up the entire series. So, that stuff is kind of like, why does my Prinny have an axe? I don't know what do you mean? How come I can pick up and hold stuff with my monsters? I can't do that. That's not a thing I should be able to do. Like, they broke so many of their own rules, and I don't know how I feel. I guess weird. I feel weird about it. But, yeah. Thank you, Icy Roserade, or Roserade, for the congratulations. But yeah, 6 is just so strange because it broke a bunch of stuff. Story seems fine and interesting. I want to get further into it. And I started playing 6 again too. So yeah, there's gonna be more to Sky, but yeah, I was hoping to get that done beforehand. All right, let's go take a look at the Zanzibar. Yeah, I think I might move up with the Zanzibar. Launch a little bit closer. I usually like to leave the ship back because you can kind of support every time a ship comes out if you really wanted to. You want to do your due diligence, but it is what it is. Oh, this thing's awesome. Watch it. Check this thing out. I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, the Jormungandr. This thing just hits super hard, but it uses so much energy when it fires. I think I might one-shot this, maybe not. I one-shot most things. Yeah, not that. That was close, though. That was really close. So yeah, it uses like 100 energy a shot. It's a little bit crazy. Yeah, it is bigger than the ship. It doesn't make any sense how it would work. It's from the Igloo series, which I don't know, man. That is, the animation style is nightmare inducing. There's like all the stuff with the people in the Igloo series creeps me out. I don't like it at all. It's very disturbing. It was also not in English, which I also dislike a lot. It was not dubbed in English. I had to watch it subtitled, which I do not like. I know a lot of people love it. It's fine. You can love it. I just don't. Oh, well, I'm glad you're enjoying Heroes of Might and Magic. I think I only got 2 more episodes coming up right now for Heroes of Might and Magic, but it should be over the next week. Next like 4 or 5 days, I think. And then when I get back, I have a few more to post. I'm still in the Academy campaign in Heroes of Might and Magic 5. I'm going to wait till I get near the end, or maybe even probably like the last mission. I'll head back over to HOM 6 and start doing the last campaign there of the final game. So both games kind of end their base games at the same time. That's going to be the plan. Dragon Knight, awesome. You, are you a Dota 2 fan, Dragon Knight type person, or are you just Dragon Knights in general? Oh, so much of them. And then I still got like a 30-hour drive, which I'm not going to do in a single day. It's going to be like over 3 days. But the Igloo, all the people and stuff, and the fact that it was... subbed really kind of turned me off of the whole thing. But I will say the actual animation when it came to the mobile suits doing fighting and stuff was pretty cool. And the way it was kind of done, there was still some weird stuff that I didn't particularly enjoy in there, but let's see how to explain it. They took moments and like parts like ran alongside of the main Mobile Suit Gundam series, and it offered alternative technology, stuff that didn't make it into the main war, or things that were on the periphery that we never really like, oh, that could have been there. So like this giant cannon thing could have been there, and there was a little, stint where this was a thing that was happening. But the powers that be deemed it not worth pursuing. Same thing with the Zuda here, not worth pursuing. It has a very, very big flaw where if you go beyond a certain point, it was more maneuverable and everything else than the Zaku too. But if you pushed it too hard, it would explode, which is bad. That's kind of a problem. So yeah, there's like I said, Igloo's interesting, but it was not super fun for me to watch. And like I said, very uncanny valley when it came to the actual people. The mobile suit stuff was pretty slick, but they used just like it was not a normal animated one. No, well, not all in one go. We're going to do it over 3 days. Apologies, Roxas. That is a good catch. I think it's actually somewhere between 24 and 20. I think it's between 27 and 30 hours. I think we could do it in 24 if we were speeding a lot. I don't plan to do that, so I've chilled out a lot in my old age. So all right, let's see. I don't even know what half of these things are. I don't remember what I have done. I know I've gone through and I've like claimed a bunch of different things and like opened up stuff and got new this, new that. So the Gundam GP00. Don't even know what that is. Yep, old man chillin' bumpy. That's what I do sometimes. Semi-occasionally. And thank you folks for coming through on YouTube as well. I don't know how many people are watching on YouTube, which fine. I've only got Froxus on Twitch, but my Twitch streaming has not really happened lately. I had computer issues, and then I've just been too busy doing other stuff, making up for the computer issues that I had. And Froxus is there as well. Yeah, Froxus is everywhere. Alright, what is this one? GM Custom? Alright, that one, that's fair at least. You can't reach, you silly. I do like that you have the iconic music coming through in the game as well. That always is kind of neat. So if you're familiar with the original Mobile Suit Gundam, this stuff will sound very, very familiar to you. Really? You embark and then you finalize. All right. I'm like, I keep canceling this. This is not what I was looking for. Guess I'll put it on you. All right. I can move you, but you're not gonna be able to reach anything super impressively. It's fine. So one of the things that you have in SD Gundam G Generation Cross Rays versus Genesis, and that is you don't necessarily have to have a warship group. You can either have a warship or a squad or something like that. I don't know what they call the other ones, like a raid squad or whatever it is, where you're not tied to a warship and you regenerate energy and so on and so forth. But here you have to be tied to a warship. I prefer not having the warship in, to an extent. I prefer not having the warship in Cross Rays, unless you're doing the earlier levels. Then it's kind of nice to have the warship because you can have way more character. You can have 9 things they're fighting, right? Which is kind of a nice little benefit. Here you're stuck into the warship groups. All right. Oh, right. We have a mini map in this one. I forgot about that. So all of this stuff we have to destroy. It is glorious. And I think we have we have 8 turns to do it in. All right, how do I end? I do this? Yeah. Where are we at time-wise? Oh, not too bad. I don't know why it was removed. Also, I think we're as far back as we can zoom out in this one, which is closer than... All right. I forgot that those things explode. Well, that's not good. What is fair restitution for all this damage, hmm? Ah, yes, your life will do. Well, kind of a baller there, right? Ha ha ha! The enemy has some ability, it seems. Good, I prefer it when they put up a fight. You tell them, Rumbarol. Well, you're gonna get blowed up on. Raid! Bring it! And don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me no more. Oh, that's fine. I'm so tired. I've been waking up at like 5 a.m. Going to bed at like 11:30, 12:30. Waking up at 5 a.m. I'm like, ugh. But that's good because we're actually leaving at 5 a.m. So, not too long from now. And I have nothing packed. Oh, I'm gonna guess this was Cup of Goodness who did this. But there was no mention of this at all. To me, from anyone. And I think Cup is the only one who knows, but... Somebody sent me a Turtle Pope from Elden Ring plushie. Which is kind of cool. Gotta love the Turtle Pope. So, or the big dog, as it were. That's kind of neat. But I'm guessing it was Cup, because I don't know who else would have had my information to send it. You don't know about the Turtle Pope? See? It was a U2s. When am I going to get my own U2s? I got the hat. Come on, guys. Send it my way. Due to you being the least popular U2's creator of all time. Sorry. No, it would not be a good... Frox, you don't play From Software games, do you? Like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, stuff like that. Alright, yeah. Hayato is in the Zuda. Okay, I'm vaguely starting to remember how this all works. Well, since I was dumb, could I... Nah, I think I could still make this work. I'll repair before really bad stuff happens. You play games to beat down the AI. Fair. So why aren't you playing AI War from Arkin Games, huh? There's some AI you could beat down. Haro's the worst. I don't have my good space ball. I'm very upset. I just have this one. This one sucks. Normally the balls have like absurd range. This one just doesn't. It's like just a floating sniper cannon essentially. Can I hit with that? Yeah, I can. Oh, I need to blow this up. This has to die here. Okay, good. Otherwise, I'm gonna get my guy killed. I didn't really plan that very well. I got lucky there that we had enough oomph to do that. I think I'm just gonna throw everybody back inside except for the ones on the sewer surfers here. A little Battletoad action, eh? Yeah, Battletoads. You are running Pathfinder Gallowspire Survivors as you prepare for Tactica release. Those are a lot of words. What is Gallowspire Survivors? Is that... That's another one of those weird developers for me. Owlcat Games. But that's not what you're playing, right? No, you're playing... I don't even know what that is. I don't even think I've ever even heard of that one. It's new. Came out a couple months ago. That's an action RPG. Yeah. Oh, I mean, if you're having a fun time with it. And I guess you're probably familiar with the world of Pathfinder. But Owlcat Games, the ones that did the big Pathfinder RPG series. Oh, it's a bullet hell game. Okay. What is their new one that's coming up? It's Warhammer or something, right? Why is it not showing me? Hold on. Yeah, Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Put my hat in the pool for that one. We'll hope that we get our hands on it. But so Owlcat Games is a weird one. When they were originally making Pathfinder. Kingmaker. They're doing Kingmaker before anyone had played it, before it got as popular as it did. They had reached out to a lot of content creators, myself, Eternal RPG included, and they gave us like a early alpha build of the game. And it was either a standalone download, which I don't think was the case, a Steam thing that they revoked because they were going to have other builds, and that happens occasionally. It's not done very often, but it does happen. And then when they were ready to actually launch the game, you know, I enjoyed it. It did pretty decent for me. It did even better for the kernel. I was interested in it. I wanted to play it. I had just been playing like Pillars of Eternity and a few other games, and you know, I was really enjoying that, like, return to that style of RPG. So I was definitely interested. I reached out. Never heard back. I reached out like 3 different times. Never heard back from them. And it's stuff like that that I just don't get. It's like, you sent me a thing. I covered it. And while maybe, you know, again, my channel's not the biggest, it had several thousand views, like 3,000 views or 4,000 or 5,000 or something like that. That's not nothing, right? Like, that's a decent amount of views still. I understand if I did like 20 views, maybe you would want to work with me. But so I did like, I think 4,000 or 5,000 views. The kernel did double that. So I think I did like 4 and he did 8, something like that. And they just never responded to either one of us when we reached out. The kernel was able to. I actually could not afford to get it at the time when it first launched. I actually had to wait till I got paid again. So I waited like 5 days before I was able to put my content out. And when I did, I think I ended up with like maybe 2,000 views on it. because it was so late. And the Colonel did incredibly well. He got like 116,000, 113,000 views. Like, it took off. It was one of his biggest series. So yeah, it's just like there's just certain things throughout the many years that I've been doing this. It's like I don't understand why this is the way this is, or I don't understand how this happened or why this happened, and what would have happened had things been different. You know? Why is this Zuda so bad in space? It should be much better than this. For Rogue Trader, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna have to temper doing much more in the way of co-op. Right now, I actually have several things that are kind of just in limbo with Commissar. Like, we want to get back to Gotham Knights. We were having fun with that. That's kind of in limbo right now. We started playing the Kingdom, not the newest Kingdoms game, or Kingdom game. Kingdom 2 Twin somethings, I don't know, whatever it is, the 2-player one. Two Crowns. And we haven't really, we've recorded like 3 or 4 episodes and we haven't really done much else. We're doing Mech Warrior usually every other Monday with Mutanot, Commissar, myself, and Splooch. I'm missing someone. How am I missing someone? We've kind of stopped doing a lot of our other streams because basically I was having to do so many things. I couldn't keep up. I was getting like further and further behind, and I was burning out a little bit. So yeah. So basically, the primary focus is of course Baldur's Gate. We're going through that one. We're finishing that up, and then we're also going to try to continue doing Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. We've actually finished the content for the latest DLC, which is cool. So good times on that front. I'm just going to put you back in here. We'll spit you out at the next stop there, sir. Alright, anything, like, horrendously bad going to happen to me? Nope? Okay. We'll probably do, like, 1-ish more turns, and then we'll, probably close it out here. As I wasn't going to do a big, long, like, 65-hour stream or any ridiculous thing like that. I just kind of wanted to sit here, talk, just randomly hang out. I sat there for like 20 minutes, or not that long, like 10 to 15 minutes, just looking through the enormous amount of games I have, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to play. I have no idea. I don't want to start anything new. So I just kind of was like, you know what, I'll just hop into something that I can just kind of do in the background. Yeah, something I enjoy. It's still fun for me, so here we are. Hayato! Yeah, get in here and repair yourself. You can get in here and repair yourself too, big guy. Oh, you're the Zanny. Alright, hold on. Well, I gotta do something different with you. This is a Zaku too. You have you should have a bazooka, right? Yeah, the Zaku 2 bazooka. There it is. Whew. So, got a whole bunch of stuff just ready to go when I come back, as far as like things that are recorded that are not uploaded yet. I think I have 2 more episodes of Baldur's Gate beyond what we already have done, so that's good. It's gonna feel really, really nice. No, I'm gonna actually wait on you, sir. Can you over here and yes, hit that, please. Thank you. Now I move down here like a boss, and I attack with this. Take you out there. I don't know what I'm looking forward to next. Oh, it's another one, right? So Liza P, Neo Wiz, just like nah. I don't get it. And then CI Games. I'm one of the few people that I actually enjoyed the original Lords of the Fallen. I didn't think it was the greatest game of all time. Like I have played better games since, but it was good for what it was. I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people passionately hated that game. Whatever, right? That's fine. People can dislike what they dislike. I can like what I like. It's fine. I played it all the way through on stream. Huh. Okay, I don't know why I have a cinematic this time, but we'll have it. It's fine. I played it all the way through on stream on Twitch long time ago. I beat it. I enjoyed it. It was it was one of the funnier moments on my stream. I ended up falling in a hole, the like big old boss fight or something, or like a big room full of enemies, and I like killed them all, or I was doing whatever, and like I got done, and I just ended up doing like a roll for whatever reason. I rolled right into like the hole in the floor, the only possible spot in the entire map I could fall, and I fell into it. It was great. Yeah. So again, I enjoyed the original Lord of the Fallen, or Lords of the Fallen. I reached out for the new one like months and months and months ago. I reached out again fairly recently. I put in a request, I think through a forum and a request through a website, and nope, nothing back from them either. As I said, it is quite discouraging when things just don't go as you plan or expect or should, the way it should go. But, you know, here we are. There's been a shift in the industry that I've seen more and more people going that way, but I've also, it seems to have slowed down a little bit. And they have this new metric that they're, and I've mentioned this before, a new metric that they are measuring, like, if you have this or you do this, then we'll be willing to work with you. But if you don't, meh. It used to just be, how many subscribers do you have? Oh, cool. We'll send you a key. Now it's, how many subscribers do you have? We don't really care. How about, how many views do you have on average from all your videos in the past 30 days? Well, that's going to be a terrible number for me as long as I do the stuff that I do on YouTube the way I do it. So, yeah. It's not great. I really missed that? Huh. Ah, that's why. Okay, I understand. Alright, well, we slapped the Rick Dom. Didn't quite finish it. It shot back, but we're fine. Alright, white base is moving up. I'd like to be able to go up and help with that other globule. Let's get up here and see what we can do. Giant Bazooka on Giant Bazooka, only 66% chance. See how the Rick Doms battle each other. Rick Dom on Rick Dom action. Should be fun. Dodge it. Yeah. Cool. Well, apparently we were a little bit better at Rick Domin. Oh, that's enough damage. We'll try it. With cross raises, there are so few AoE attacks beyond the link attack. Yeah, but you've got the ability to chain. All right. So here's one of the skills you need to make sure you get. I don't know what it's called. Oh no. I will actually find out for you. If you get this skill and you've played it even a third of as long as I have, there's a specific skill you want to get that basically, the more people you kill throughout, or the more things that you kill throughout, the better the skill is. It's fine. I can do this just based off of this. Let's get blinded by the bright white screen. So basically, however much your total number of kills are, it boosts your damage significantly. So at this point, most of my forces can actually do like 1 damage themselves, and then just based off of the skill itself, they will do significantly better. Like, they'll kill stuff still. Alright, give me a second here. Organization, lists, character. Oh, how do I, there we go, stats. It is super pilot. Damage dealt increase to the number of kills. And this works for everything except for map weapons and group attacks. Casual playtime of 168 hours. Let me see. I think I'm ahead of you on that one, but I have grinded a bunch because I haven't really been able to progress. 354 hours. I'm not trying to say you're further along than I am. I've played through the same levels over and over, and I've leveled up a whole bunch of people. So this game's a little bit harder to find and to get your hands on it, but no, the short answer is no. You don't have to know much about Gundam in general. They do a fairly good job. Mark Collin, I can't talk. Mark All and Thomas. Or Marcolin Thomas. There you go. That seems more apt. I'm so sorry. They basically go through. So if you haven't watched stuff and you're not sure that you would necessarily like the anime, even if that's the case, they go through and they kind of tell the story as you go. So, and they do a fairly good job of explaining stuff. They do leave a few things out here and there, but by and large, I'm surprised how close they stick to at least the anime source material. They probably also go off the manga and stuff like that as well, but they do a pretty good job of retelling the story, and you get probably somewhere between 70 and like 90% of the story based on which one you go through. And I think they've done a pretty good job with that. And if you just happen to like tactical turn-based strategy RPGs like I do, this is just this one and Crossrays are both fantastic and really, really, really fun. Froxus says he had not seen the shows when he played Crossrays, and he could follow for the time when he cared about the story, but now he just wants to go and kill everything. That's the other thing, too. If you just want to get into the missions and ignore the story, you can totally do that, too. It helps you understand a bit more how, like, what's going on, and there's a little bit of that, oh, I'm taking part in this battle type feel. Or, oh, I get to play with this mobile suit. Like, I can't really show you from here, but like I have like an entire Zaku 2 squad and all sorts of stuff just sitting there, and those are like some of the weakest, lowest, first, generic mass-produced models of the mobile suits, and I happen to like the Zaku 2s. So I made like an entire squad based around that because I enjoyed them in the show. I think they're like the iconic look, on and on and on. Yeah, let's go with some support here. Why not? So you'll lose a little something when it comes to being like, oh, this thing looks cool. What is it? And you're like, I don't know. It looks like the coolest thing. It was harder to get. I want to run with that. Whereas, like, on Crossrays, for instance, I really like the Epion and the Tall Geese. I have, like, an entire squad that's just those 2 mobile suits in some capacity or another. Like, variants of those. So, yeah. You can definitely play this without knowing much about it. It is absolutely doable. I don't even remember where I left off as far as what I was doing here. Because, like, a lot of these mobile suits are just ones that I'm gonna like replace. Like, I like the Zuda. I think the Zuda's cool. And knowing the story behind it is kind of cool too. So you'll get more out of it if you have seen the shows, but if you haven't, it's still 100% playable and still a very enjoyable time. if you're a fan of this type of game in general. So I guess that's the long and the short answer. Yeah, let's go here. And if you, so getting your hands on SD Gundam G Generation Genesis was a bit more difficult. I had to order it from Japan and get it shipped here, which kind of sucked, but it was about the price of like a full priced, like it would have been if it was brand new, full priced. It hasn't dropped in value like most games drop. When you order stuff that's harder to get like that, you end up paying whatever a full price game would be. So like 50, 60 bucks, whatever it was. Crossrays is available on Steam. I think it still is. So if you have a PC, you can go that route. This is only available on the PlayStation 4, I think. Maybe it got released on Switch. I think it's only PS4. Like I said, I had to go to great lengths to get my hands on this. But I really enjoyed the newer Steam game that came out. So when I saw that there was another one in the series, I was like, I absolutely need to get my hands on it. So I did. So. Alright, can we make it up there? Karen Joshua. She was part of the 08th Mobile Suit Team thing, I think. Like I said, it's been like 5 months or something, close to it, since I've last played this game. I don't remember where I left off at. I keep accidentally sending us into the cutscenes that I don't want to be in. Hey, Elise Seymour, I'm sorry. The YouTube chat is much smaller and less noticeable. But that doesn't mean that you guys are less important. Also, I have an annoying heart thing that is just in the way. There we go. On Shining Force. That is a rare one. People don't usually seem to care about that series. I don't know if it still is, but for the longest time, I'm still going to say it probably is, but for the longest time, Shining Force 1 and 2 were my favorite tactical turn-based strategy games of all time, like that series. And I always wanted to be able to play 3 or CD or whatever it is, the further along ones, and I never really got a chance to. 1 and 2 I liked a lot. I never finished 2 on the channel. I need to definitely do that. I really liked this game. I really like Crossrays a lot as well. So they're up there. Fire Emblem has become a fast favorite of mine as well. So, you know, I've got to branch out and diversify a bit. Final Fantasy Tactics, of course, is still up there. And there's been a lot more indie projects that have come out as of... Oh, I gotta get back to the ship. I am energyless with him. Or her, I guess. So it's nice to see a Shining Force fan. Yeah, Trouble. It ended sort of in a weird way. Because it ended and it also didn't. Like, the Shining Force as a series still exists, but it's not what it was. And I don't mean like, oh, it's really fallen. I mean, like, it's literally a different type of game at this point. Like, it hasn't fallen off. It's just not the same game. That's like if you started off and you were playing baseball, and then all of a sudden you were competitive swimming. You're like, wait, what? What happened? This isn't what I was doing. So yes, it is a sad, sad time that they went away from what actually made it Shining Force into... I mean, the games are okay, the newer ones, as far as just on the merit that they're games, they're fine. But the fact that they still have the Shining Force thing attached to them... But that's another thing that I can be grateful for the 10 years here. I actually reached out. It was a few years back, and I think recently I reached out for something else, and I think they sent it my way. I can't remember what it was, which is sad. But I reached out to Sega, and they actually worked with me, which was just awesome. I was a Sega kid growing up. Like, that was my favorite console and stuff. So being able to reach out to Sega, and they sent me 2 games. Their PR people, not the ones that worked for Sega, but the PR company they used is the worst PR company I have ever worked with. At least in that moment. Since then, I've dealt with them like once, maybe, and they were fine. But in that moment, they were really awful. But regardless, Shining Force Resonance Refrain, I think it was. First game that they sent me, and the second game they sent me was Valkyria Chronicles 4. So that was kind of a dream come true. I got to work with Atlas, too. They sent me Yakuza Like a Dragon, Lost Judgment, and something else. So I got to work with like a lot of really, really cool stuff. Bandai Namco, kind of, sort of, through proxy with one game, Ray Gigant. They haven't worked with me since. That was probably the developer over the publisher in that case, but it still counts, technically, I guess, maybe. I'm counting it. But yeah, Bandai Namco won't work with me. Just about everybody else, Square Enix, Ubisoft, you name it. Creative Assembly, the Total War games, I got a bunch of stuff from them. They're another one that just kind of stopped working with me randomly for no reason. But it's all good. Yeah, they're not really Shining Force games, in your opinion. I agree. Idea Factory, yep, they send me a lot of their stuff as well. Though they wouldn't let me monetize anything, which is a weird one. That's why you don't really see me finishing any of those games or doing more than a few episodes, which is fine. But they're like the only company that doesn't. They don't let me put ads on, basically, which is just weird. Well, it's a weird one, Froxus, because the games themselves fit my style, but the other parts of it don't. You know what I mean? Like, the games themselves are probably pretty good. I didn't get to read what you said there. Sorry. Lee. The games themselves are pretty good. They seem like high quality. I don't get to get far enough into them because I don't get time to cover them. The likes of Gunts, yes, Domingo Blue, the dragon. Was Adam the cyborg, the robot? Hanzu, did I get him? He was like the ninja. Is something eating your messages? I apologize if that is. I don't know what would be doing that. The fan service is the problem, Proxus. I agree. Again, a lot of it is harmless in general, but I don't want that, you know? I don't know what would be eating your messages unless you're somehow deleting them yourselves. Or yourself. Huh. Oh. I'm sorry, guys and gals. Like I said, I'm pretty tired. Let me do a quick count for you guys. Let you know what is upcoming. I'm not gonna tell you what actually is upcoming, but just a quick count of what's upcoming. So there's 30 on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 25 more videos before I'm back off vacation. That I have for you guys over the next 2 weeks. So on YouTube, Lee Seymour's messages got retracted. I don't know if that means they deleted it, or I don't know how YouTube's messaging system works, or something got auto-modded. Hey, Cup. Cup, is this you? I'm about to finish. Was this you? Because I don't know who else would have done this. My wife was like, hey, by the way, I have this thing. I'm like, oh. So yeah, I forgot to give it to you. So the Turtle Pope showed up. He's hanging out. So Dog showed up. That's a U2's thing. There was no note. There was no message. Just like, here you go. And I'm like, okay. It was a while ago. Yeah, I think my wife had it for a while. Thanks for collecting me. It's Muriel, Pastor of the Vows. So Turtle Pope. I think it came like maybe a month ago. Something like that. Ugh. You deleted it, your spelling was bad. That's okay, Lee. You don't have to worry about it. Hanzo, Xylo. Xylo? I don't remember who Xylo was. It sounded like the wolf guy. Balbury. Oh, yes, the bird people. Lyle. Okay, I remember. Aleph. Don't remember Aleph. Mon. Were your friends as a 13-year-old. I remember Blue was my favorite. He was the dragon. I liked Gunts a lot, too. I don't think I had Domingo when I first played it, like, ages ago. The first time I played Shining Force was on the Sega channel. I think I now have, like, 3 different copies of the game somewhere. I have, like, a Sega Genesis Classics. I have it on Steam, and I think I have it somewhere else somehow. I don't know where. Maybe... Oh, I have it on Switch Online thingy. Nintendo Switch Online. So, I do have a multitude of it. As a belated birthday gift. Well, I have the Turtle Pope now watching over me. Oh, man. So much work. So much work. But I got it all done. So, 25 videos. That'll be getting uploaded. Tomorrow, you guys have 2 coming. So, something old, something new. On the 4th, you guys will have 2. One of them's a HOM video. On the 5th, you guys have something old, something new. On the 6th, you got 3 videos. I'm spoiling you. One of them's an embargo date drop video. So it's something new, but not really. You'll figure that one out. Yeah, I have quite a few new things just mixed in here with it. And some old stuff. I didn't get as much A Quest That Became Legend uploaded. I don't know if anybody's been watching that series. So much fun. I played so much of that game. I think I have like 35 episodes of that. Like, it just took over for a while. It was like for a few days, it's all I was doing. So, good stuff. Oh, the Fox Mage. Okay, gotcha. We have been, yeah. Yeah, it's a really, really enjoyable game. I do like A Quest That Became Legend. I hope, and the developer is constantly updating the game, which is good. I hope that as I'm going through and I'm trying to point out all the little things that I see that are wrong. I think this is the game that I've played that I think has the most typos I've ever seen in my entire life. It's staggering how much. Now, again, solo developer, huge game. I'm not upset at all about it. I want to correct those things so that's not there for other people to witness that might turn them off. Oh, the Rat Army. Hey, Young. I'm about to leave.
Rex has been a freak for 17 months.
Thank you for your subscription again. Oh, Prime. Prime. If anybody has Prime, I'm not asking you to throw your Primes at me. The free game for Prime is something important. I don't remember what it is, or something good, which isn't necessarily always. Cool. That's me talking on top of myself. All right, just give me a second here. What is it? Where did it go? It's hiding. It's not showing up for some reason. Even though I just got it earlier. It goes to your Epic account, by the way. So it ties to that, but I don't see what it is, and I don't remember what it is now because my brain doesn't work. Told you guys I'm pretty fried here. It's Rage 2. Rage 2, that was it. I don't know how good the game necessarily is. It was something I was interested in way back in the day. I think it's a shooty game, but yeah. I don't think it actually did that well, to be honest. I think people didn't respond to it as well as they could have. But it's been years. Let's see what it... It's got mixed all reviews, mostly positive current. It's from id Software, Bethesda, so... I do need to finish Shining Force 2. I have beaten Shining Force 2 in the past. I just haven't beaten it on the channel, so... But I found there was, like, stuff that I didn't know in Shining Force 2. Like, I found some sort of hidden grove at some point. Like, playing it again, I don't think it was even on the channel yet. This is just, like, on my own, like, before I started doing it on the channel. There was, like, a hidden grove that I found that I had extra fights in. All sorts of crazy stuff, so... Yeah, Shining Force 3 would be the dream. I actually had that... I did try that with an emulator, because you can't get it. And I remember spending, like, days getting it to work. And it worked! But then it just didn't feel right playing it because I didn't own it. So I was like, And then I started seeing, I started seeing things like the Genesis collections and stuff. And I'm like, before long, at some point, there'll be a way to get a legitimate copy of this. And I'm here for it. But my concern with that is it probably won't be translated because you had to get I think a fan-made translator or something for it, maybe? Maybe? I can't remember exactly. Something like that. But yeah, I had like all the CD stuff and all of it ran, and I played it for like just a couple minutes. I'm like, not right now. I'll come back to this at a later date, but hopefully I won't have to. And then later I came back to it and it didn't work anymore, so... Dang it. You prefer the original to Shining Force 2? Oh, I think I liked Shining Force 2 better. I think I did. Shining Force 1 was still incredible, but I think I liked 2 better. I don't remember why. I just think it was maybe overall, it was a little bit longer. I think I felt like the balance was a little bit better, too. I don't know. They're both great, so that's totally fine if you like the first one better than the second. We played the entirety of it with a fan translation of the 2 Shining Force 3 games that never got released here. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, trouble. Yeah, like I said, I think that's exactly it. That you had to have the fan translation, otherwise it's just all in Japanese. Was that on Sega CD or was that the Saturn? I think it was the Saturn, right? Oh yeah, RoboCop released today, if anybody cares. And apparently the Talos Principle too. I've been so out of touch with stuff going on lately. I've been just kind of mostly just trying to keep up with stuff that was coming my way. So, yeah. Yeah! Oh, here's the sleeper hit. Well, I say hit. I don't know if it's going to be a hit. Here's one I really enjoyed that has nothing to do with... how did you get here? So many mistakes, you. That's how you got there. You felt like the second one just went on a little too long. I think that might be one of the reasons I liked it. I think I felt like... Was it in the second one that you got, like, the ship, and then, like, you had to go... It's been so long since I played either one of those now. I feel like I got lost in the second one, and that made it so much longer for me. Like, I don't think I beat the second one the first time I played it. I came back to it, then I was lost, and then I redid it, and then I beat it. But the first one I think I beat all the way through because it was just a little easier. You didn't have to end up doing a lot of traversal and traveling and stuff. So, got like Apollo, Neptune, Atlas, one other G something. I say it's been too long, but you're making me want to play it again. Stop it! I don't have time right now. No, don't. You're fine. You don't stop it. Yeah, Shining Force 3 was on Saturn. That's right. And I don't think I have it anymore. I did have a Saturn. I just, again, it was never released for us trouble, so that makes sense. All right, folks. I stayed longer than I wanted. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. So there was a game that I got a while ago, and it looked like it was going to be fine. But I had my worries, and I just kind of never really went and did it. Anyway, so I've done it. So I played the game, and it's going to be uploaded, or it is uploaded. It's going to be released at some point in the next week or so. It's called Cavalry Girls. I know that sounds terrible. It sounds bad. It sounds real scary, and I was scared too. And I was even more scared. I read it, rated E for everyone. I'm like, okay, so that's a good sign. But then when it starts the game, it's like all girls in the game are of 18 years of age. I'm like, that doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me. From what I played so far, it's just you are basically in a mech. It's a little further away, so it could really just be a person running around. Doesn't really matter. And essentially you're guarding the gate at this point. And just waves of enemies are coming. And it starts off pretty slow, but then you get to start customizing your mech. You get to start putting like different things to slow down the enemies. You get other mechs and things and so on and so forth. It was a lot of fun. I played through like 8 or 9 levels or something. It was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to playing more of that. And it's relatively cheap. So if you see it and you like it, maybe pick it up. But again, I don't know. I have no idea. I might get like really horrible later and too much fan service. There was none to really go with at the start, so that's great. So not real sure why they had the disclaimer at the beginning. Makes me very nervous. But again, you don't generally rate a game that has stuff like that E for everyone. So all right, well, folks, I think that's gonna do it for me. Like I said, I knew the gameplay here was gonna peter out. I wasn't. This was just something to put on in the background while I babbled and chatted with you guys. So, wish me luck. Keep me in your prayers and all that wonderful fun stuff as we traverse the edge of Canada here, and then all the way from the north to the south part of the U.S., going along the east coast, heading from essentially Maine, not essentially, but heading from Maine all the way through down to Florida. And yeah, hopefully my family does, it's fine by the time I get there, because my mother's been having some health issues lately, which Splooch isn't really, I don't know, keeping me as up to date about things as I'd like. So, but yep, 10 years on YouTube, so it's been a lot. All my clothing is either being washed or is packed, so I'm in this. Don't have my normal black shirt. I feel naked. Don't look at my arms. It's fine. Yeah, this is nice to see some people for the first time in the chat. Lee Seymour, Mark Holland, Thomas, of course, Yoon coming through. Good old Cup of Goodness, Trouble, Roxas, and crew. Appreciate you all. That's it for me. I am gonna go. We're gonna have. I think the sound will stay. Actually, yes. All the sounds stay, and rocket cutoffs like John Cooper. True. Hey, and Maz here at the end. You watched the Let's Play of HOM 7. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a HOM 8. When that happens, I will say reign supreme again. Hopefully. Looking forward to that, but we gotta wait for Ubisoft to be willing to incur the wrath of the HOM fan base again, which is very annoying. You guys already know I've complained about it enough, but I have a couple of episodes of HOM 5 coming out over the next week, so you guys can enjoy that, including one where I absolutely fail, so you guys can enjoy that even more, because people like to watch people fail. And then the one after that where I succeed, I'm super angry because something happens that I don't understand and I still don't know why it happened and I'm still angry about it. So you guys can enjoy that. It'll be fine. Yeah, it could be bug free, and if it was, I think HOM 7 would have fared a little bit better, but that's not really the reason that most of the HOM fan base are toxic and horrible. I don't really understand it, but it's fine. Because HOM 7 was still, despite its bugs, a pretty great game in my opinion. So, thank you, Colonel. I'm out of here. Take care of everybody. You're in charge for the next week or so. All right, 2 weeks or so. And I'll be back on the 17th. I don't know that I'll be doing anything. I might be like in a coma on the 17th, sleeping, not actually in a coma. So I'm planning to technically be back on the 18th, even though travel-wise it'll be 17th. So, all right, take care, guys and gals. I am gonna go shut everything down. The first time my computer will be off in a couple weeks, so that'll be fun. And then I got to do some updating on a few things, and then I am doing dishes and packing. So, good times. All right, take care, everybody. I will see you guys in about 2 weeks.